Hello, it's your boy Rahim and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to share how to increase your net worth. Well, we are in 2022. It's very important for us to know how we could literally motivate ourselves to increase our net worth for this financial year. So I am an accountant. I've spent 7 years doing business and finance. I studied 2 years business, purely business at college, and spent 3 years at university to study finance and accounting. And I spent another 2 years to do my professional accountancy qualification. So I really know what the definition of net worth is and also how to really calculate your net worth. But before we get going, let's define what net worth is. Definition of net worth: the total wealth of an individual, company, or household taking account of all financial assets and liabilities. Basically, what this means is the value of all the assets you have, like your rental properties, savings, stock and shares, the value of all those assets put together. That's what your net worth is. The value of all those assets put together is what your total asset is, minus your liabilities. This could be your outstanding mortgages in your properties. It could be your car finance, your outstanding car finance, your credit card debt, your outstanding mortgages, your student loan, and any other debt that you owe to someone. So basically, it's putting all those assets together. You add them all up together, and then you minus those from your liabilities. You put all your liabilities together and then you minus those two. Suppose your assets worth 1 million and your liabilities are £250,000. So what you do, you minus the 250,000 from your 1 million. That then gives you £750,000. So £750,000 will be your net worth, because the 1 million, which was the asset, and the liabilities, which was 250, taking that out of that 1 million gives you a net figure of 750, which then becomes your net worth. So if you want to work out what your net worth is, that's exactly what you do in a layman term. But you need to know what assets are, like the ones I've just given you just now, and what your liabilities are, like what I've just given you. But and again, me personally, I don't add my personal property as an asset, because I believe it doesn't generate me cash flow. So the asset I considered are asset that would generate me cash flow, or if I sell, I would make a profit. And so I don't really consider my property as an actual asset, but I do consider all my rental properties as my asset, because what those does, they generate me income. They make me passive income whilst I sleep or whilst I'm busy doing whatever I like to do. So, and again, that's how you literally define your net worth. But then let's get going now. Let's understand, what do we need to do to increase our net worth? Very, very important thing today, especially with 2022, with COVID hitting every angle. It's very important for us to work a way how we could increase our net worth to ensure that if anything goes wrong, we're able to protect ourselves, our family, and also able to provide them whatever they may need in the future. So let's get going. The number one thing you need to increase your net worth is basically you have to be network focused, meaning you have to understand how much asset you have currently versus your liabilities, and how much money, or how much do you want to increase your net worth. Okay, so for me, if I were to recommend, you have to set a gigantic goal to increase your net worth. It's not just making money, working for money, working a lot more harder for money. It's about knowing how much you want to increase your net worth. You could commit to basically increasing your net worth to £1 million a year. So if you set that target, that then allows you to actually work towards achieving that target. To be considered really, really wealthy in the UK, you have to worth about £688,000. Some researchers said you have to be worth £2 million, but for me, I'd rather go for the bigger figure, which is £2 million. £2 million to consider yourself wealthy or rich. So if you haven't hit that figure, in this short video, basically, I'm going to go through there how you'll be able to actually use this formula that I'm using right now to allow you to be able to increase your net worth significantly by the end of 2022. So you need to make that commitment. You need to make that commitment to worth over £1 million before the year starts. I know the year started now, is January. If you haven't set your goals, if you haven't set your target yet, it's about time for you to actually do it. And when you're doing it, do not just do it, dump it, and then concentrate doing something else. Do your goals, set them up, and then obviously put them in tiny chunks to ensure that you're able to execute to allow you to hit that million mark if that's your target. The number 2 things you need to consider to increase your wealth is you need to start increasing your income. So what do I mean by that? Basically, one way of increasing your income is doing additional tasks. Say if you're working in a job, in a salary job, there's some extra stuff that they would want someone else to come and do. They want to employ someone. Ask them if you could do this sort of job so that it would increase your income, so that you'll be able to set that money aside for you to be able to invest in appreciating assets. And also you need to think about reducing your expenses. These are the things that is really killing people right now. The expensive people are spending so much money, especially during holidays, Christmas festive. People are spending ridiculous amount of money in gift, buying holidays, pleasing people, doing all that sort of thing, taking on debt and all that sort of thing. But you need to start thinking about decreasing your expenses. So if you've increased your salary or your income, do the opposite with your expenses. So it doesn't mean because you increase your income, you need to probably upgrade your car or move to an expensive house or to an expensive area. You do the opposite basically. Once your income increases, find a way to reduce it, to reduce your expenses in order for you to be able to have cash flow, to be able to invest in appreciating assets. Because if you invest in appreciating assets, you'll be able to have a cash flow. What we call cash flow, money that will be coming to you in your bank account or to your savings account without you doing anything because you've already initially invested. Which then brings us to the number 3 thing you need to consider to increase your net worth. Basically, you need to invest in appreciating assets. So what do I mean by investing in appreciating asset? It could be a property, a buy-to-let property basically. You look for a property in an area, you do the property up and rent that property up to a tenant. And then well, guess what? That tenant then pays you rent, you pay the debt you've borrowed to buy that property, and then that property would go up in value. At the same time, the tenant would also pay you rent. Again, this sort of thing is what would create wealth for you and your family. You could also invest in gold. You could buy businesses, for example. You can buy antique cars. You could get art. You could buy all this stuff because all this stuff appreciates in value in the long term. But the reason why I like real estate or properties is because with this sort of investment, you make money in 2 ways. You make money via the cash flow as well as by the property prices going up. And again, if you want to invest in gold, brilliant. The other thing is you need to find a place to store the gold as well as the silver. If you invest in antique cars also, you would have to find a way to actually store or park that car. So you need to stop then investing in liabilities. So what do I mean by investing in liabilities basically? Liabilities could be watches, like buying expensive watches, buying expensive trainers, expensive jeans, things that doesn't add value to your life, or paying for expensive holidays, buying expensive gifts for people that don't really appreciate it. Things like that you need to cut off because these things are liabilities because they're not bringing any money to you. They're depreciating value the day you buy them. So again, it's important for you to think about how you could really differentiate these 2 things. So when you're buying your stuff, this is an item that can appreciate in value and this is an item that depreciates in value. So once you're able to distinguish those 2 things, you will be able to create a financial stability for you and your family, which will ultimately get you to increase your net worth. And again, if this video is been helpful, don't forget to hit the share button so you can share this to other friends and families who may be interested in learning about properties as well as how to start their investment journey. And this would also help me with my algorithm, and it would also push my video so people like yourself will be able to watch it. Number 4, don't lose money. I like Warren Buffett's investment rule. Number 1 rule for him, don't lose money. Number 2 rule, don't forget rule number 1. So again, don't lose money. Don't gamble with your investment, okay? So what do I mean by that? It's like don't invest on the basis of speculations or the basis of, for example, if you wanted to buy a property somewhere in the north, you buy that property on the basis that the government is going to invest in that area, or a train line is being built in that area, or there's a development that is going to be built in that area. No, you don't invest that way. You invest, you make a sound investment instead of gambling, to ensure that you have a solid return. Whether that train station is being built or not, you're still going to make cash flow, and your property or your investment would appreciate in value, which will then you would then use to actually invest in another appreciating asset. So never ever gamble your money, because when you lose money, it takes you twice as hard to be able to get that money. Okay, suppose you had 100% return on an investment in a specific asset. If you lose 50% of that, you've only left with 50%. For you to be able to recover on that loan, you'd have to actually increase your return by 125% for you to be able to hit that 100% mark. So again, do not lose money. If you lose money in your investment, you will struggle to actually increase your net worth. So whatever it is, do your due diligence, do your research, ask people who are in the trade, people who are experienced, get them to mentor you, guide you, coach you along the way to ensure you don't lose money, because losing money would really deter you, and sometimes makes you give up in even investing. So ensure that you protect your wealth and do not invest on the basis of speculation, or basically gamble your investment. Do whatever it takes to ensure you don't lose that money that you're investing. And again, it's very important for you to save, but don't save for too long, because if you save too long, you've got all that money sitting there. That money would be depreciating in value, because inflation will take into effect. Okay, so if it causes you, if you have a target, want to invest £5,000, £10,000, as soon as you hit that money, get that money working for you. Don't wait until it hits £30,000, because what would have happened, especially if it takes you a couple of years or so to get that money, that 20,000 you've saved now wouldn't be able to buy you 20,000 stuff that you would have been able to buy last year. So again, as soon as you got that money, invest in, make that money working for you whilst you're saving, and then you put all those together to invest in appreciating asset, because it's very important for you to be able to have that money working for you whilst you sleep. Number 5, reduce your tax liabilities. Invest in businesses and assets that are tax deductible. For example, if you bought a business, right? If you go to meetings, right? If you attend seminars, if you educate yourself, whatever you do in that sort of business concept, as long as it's a business thing, you are able to deduct it from your expenses. So again, when you invest, you need to be thinking about these things. So you're buying properties, for example, very important now in the UK for you to buy in a company name, because what happened, you'll be able to deduct the interest you pay in your mortgage. So again, look at this sort of strategies that would allow you to take advantage to reduce your tax liabilities, because trust me, the taxman would go all out to make sure you pay the most tax that they could possibly get from you. So it's so vitally important for you to invest in properties that or assets that are tax deductible assets. Okay, for example, if you bought a watch, it's not tax deductible, right? Art is also not tax deductible. But when you buy real estate, or you invest with people buying real estate, most of those costs or expenses there are tax deductible. So very important for you to understand that before you even set yourself to actually invest in any assets that you are looking to invest in. Number 6, surround yourself with successful people. The reason why it's important to surround yourself with successful people is because successful people always talk about investment, how to grow, how to improve, how to move themselves to the next level. So obviously, if you hang around with those people, you will adapt those kind of threats. You will adapt to this type of skills, and obviously you will learn from them. You'll be able to actually joint venture with them, work with them, to allow you also to take your life to the next level, especially people who are a bit advanced than you. If you hang around with those people, it would help you elevate and actually speed up your investment journey. So I really hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, click the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of this amazing tutorials. Again, the 6th step to increase your net worth is, number 1, You need to be net worth focused. You need to set a target. Say, I want to invest £1 million, or I want to be worth £1 million by end of 2022. Number two, increase your income. Find a way how you could increase your income. It could be having an additional job to increase your income, or basically investing in real estate properties to ensure you've got that additional income, and also invest in appreciating assets. Okay, investing in appreciating asset, it means that you would also make money when that property price goes up, or when that car value goes up, if you are into antique cars or art, for example, or gold, silver, whatever it is. Invest in this sort of thing so that it would appreciate in value in the future. Number four, don't lose money, no matter what it takes. Don't lose your money. Okay, wherever you put your money, wherever you're going to invest, make sure you know where you're investing. You're not investing based on speculations. You're not investing based on someone told you something is going to happen in that area. You're actually investing because you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, and you know it's a sound investment. Number five, reduce your tax liabilities. Okay, invest in businesses or assets that are tax deductible, which allows you to actually deduct most of the expenses, and then obviously keep the rest for yourself. Number six, surround yourself with successful people, because successful people always talk about improvement, about growth, about increasing their wealth, and also educating themselves. So these are the sort of things that you need to do to increase your wealth in 2022. I really hope you would implement this. And if you like this video or any of my videos, hit the like button below, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more of these amazing tutorials. Thank you so much for watching.